Hey, how's it going, you guys? This is petplatypus here, and it's time to talk about Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Search, Part 3 for Avatar Month. Sorry I didn't make a video yesterday, just kind of a busy day, but anyways, Part 3 of The Search. Oh my god. This is like perfect writing. I have one nitpick, that's it. Everything else is just pure fucking gold, so... Summary, as usual, the flashbacks first. I don't remember if this was at the tail end of Part 2 or early Part 3, but we see Ursa go back to her hometown, and she tries to go to her old house, and someone else lives there. Her parents have passed away, and she's upset. And then she meets up with Norin, the guy who runs the theater. And we've seen him in the present time, obviously, with his wife and his kid. And he was like, oh no, this Ursa chick, she's apparently gone or whatever. No one's ever seen her. And, he's meeting with her right now, so that's kind of fishy. Like, are you hiding something, Norin? And it turns out that he is, because as they're talking, he reveals that he is Akeem, her previous boyfriend, face changed because of meeting up with the wolf, which we saw at the end of Part 1. Or not the end of Part 1, but during Part 1. And, so they're getting together, kind of. She's happy to see him. It's a great reunion. I like that. And then they're looking over the masks, and they're talking, and she's talking about her kids. And she eventually just comes to the conclusion that I'm going to have my face changed, and once they actually find the Mother of Faces, she says, I want my memories gone too. I want my memories of that life gone. And she's kind of regretful because, you know, those are her kids. She doesn't really want to forget them. She thinks she's a bad mother because she forgot them. But she forgets them. She has the new face, and they live happily ever after. They have another kid together. She's now Noriko, and he's Norin, and they're hidden from the Fire Nation and everything. Ozai doesn't know. It's perfect. And then we get, I believe the last bit of the flashback, if I remember, is her and Ozai, because Zuko confronts her, like, is this guy my dad? And she's like, no, that's not true. The letter I wrote was to kind of bait Ozai, like, obviously, this isn't my son. It's obviously his son, but if he reads this letter, he'll be like, what the fuck, and confront her. She basically just wanted to know if he was reading the letters, and he was. What ends up happening is she says, I don't want him to turn out like you, I don't want him to be like you. And he's like, oh, if you don't want him to be my son, then I'm just not going to treat him like my son. I'm going to treat him like a servant, fucking worm. Like, he's like the worms beneath the dirt type shit. Like, there's fucking... He's like, there's me, there's Azula, there's the entire Fire Nation, there's fucking dirt, the worms, and then Zuko. And it's like, what the fuck, bro? And that's why he starts treating Zuko like absolute shit his entire life. And it's all just to make Ursa miserable. And it's just like, dude, you're such a good villain now. Because in Season 3, he was a good villain, but he was kind of standard. You know, he wanted to destroy everything, which is ungodly cruel, but it's generic ungodly cruel. This is like fucking, dude, you fucking piece of shit, dude. Oh my god, you already used this bitch have kids and have sex. Now you're gonna do this to her? Like, what the fuck, bro? But yeah, and that's pretty much the entire flashback section. So the present day stuff, Aang brings the Mother of Spirits, or I mean the Mother of Faces, and she's like, I'll grant you one request, Shenron style. And he's like, can you just do 2, please? And she's like, 1, bitch. Don't push your luck, Avatar. And Azula ends up barging in and saying, you know, what happened to Ursa, a woman named Ursa, and then she says, oh yeah, she got her face changed, and that's like the crazy twist, and it's like, oh shit, that's cool. Azula bails out. She knows who that is, obviously, so she goes to confront her. Sokka and Zuko go after her. We've got Aang and Katara still chilling with a faceless dude and his sister, and Mother of Spirits tries to leave. Aang chases her. She comes back. She gets mad. She has great characterization, saying, you know, I handcraft all these faces and I give them to people, and then they come back and they're like, hey, give me a new face. And it's like, what the fuck, really? Like, I just fucking made this face with my heart, soul, tears, and sweat and blood, even though she probably doesn't bleed. And you're just gonna say, give me a new face. Really? Really, nigga? Like, that's like the perfect time for that fucking phrase. So yeah, she's mad. She's salty about people in general, and she has every right to be. But it turns out that the dude's face is fucking stolen by Ko, and that turns out to be her son. I had theorized that it was her... I theorized that the guy's face was taken by Ko, and that Ko would be her brother. I was half right. I knew his face would be taken by Ko. I mean, I didn't know, but I predicted it. So his face was stolen by Ko. However, it was not her brother, because that'd be kind of convenient when you really think about it. It was her son, and then Aang's like, oh yeah, past life could have killed him, but it didn't, and they kind of become friends-ish. She goes to Zuko's mother and gives her her memory back and her old face back, and fucking Norin / Akeem is like, yes, my wife looks fucking sexy again. No, he didn't say that, but you know he had to have, like, at some point thought that, at some point, like, oh, fuck, my wife's looking fucking banging again. No, but yeah, but before that happens, Azula confronts, well, actually no, before Azula shows up, Zuko confronts, but he doesn't even, like, he says, you know, are you happy here? And he was just going to leave it at that, which would have been a good ending. It would have been kind of that, you know, tragedy, but still kind of a silver lining, like, I can't see my mother again, she doesn't know who I am, but as long as she's happy, I'm happy. And it would have been nice, and it would have been good, but they take it a step further. Azula shows up, she confronts her, she's like, I'm sorry if I didn't love you enough, and Zuko, and getting these fucking Z names mixed up. Azula almost cries and leaves. She runs into the forest. We don't know what happens to her even at the end of the chapter, so that's going to lead into the next part, I'm sure, but not the next part, but the next 3-part story arc. Then we have, you know, the whole face thing happen. She gets the face back. So yeah, and Zuko finally, he's like, yeah, fuck it, I'm going to be the Fire Lord. This is my destiny. I'm not going to run from it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It cuts over to, let's see, what does it cut to? I think it cuts to, like, the aftermath of everything. You know, Zuko's talking to his mom, and it's cool because he gets to see her again. And he's like, I want to hear everything. I want to hear your whole life story. And she's like, I'll start from the beginning for you. And that's where it ends. And it's just so fucking, like, heartwarming to see them together. It's something that's been eating at Zuko his entire life. He's such a good character. He's such a likable character and such a well-rounded character. And to see it all come together is just so satisfying. And it would have been satisfying, even though it would have been one of those silver lining tragedies, had he just said, are you happy, and left it at that, and left her to her new life. But the fact that it went even further and she chose, yes, I want my memories back, it was just so good. What action was there was good. The storytelling was phenomenal. My only criticism is that fucking Akeem and Ursa, but mainly just Akeem, he was able to find this wolf twice. These two waterbenders, or these two Water Nation, have been looking for this thing for years and years, and they could not find the wolf. They were always at the wrong watering hole at the wrong time, and he was able to find it twice. That's a little, it's kind of an oversight, like, that's a little bit wonky, like, I don't even know what to describe it as. It's just, it doesn't really sit right with me. It's just a little, it's not convenient, it's just, I don't know what the word is for it. It just kind of bothered me, but it's a complete and total nitpick. It will not deduct from the score, and the score is going to be an 11 out of 10. It was just phenomenal, nearly perfect. The art was fantastic, as always. The story progression and pacing was very, very well done. No meandering around or anything. It was just so good. If I forgot anything, I apologize. There's a lot to talk about, obviously, going through the entire summary. I think I'm going to start cutting back my summaries, because you guys have obviously seen / read what I'm about to talk about. So I think I'll either cut back my summaries or kind of cut them from the review completely, because it is kind of unnecessary to go through the entire thing and then start talking about what I thought of it. So I might do that from now on. I might just cut out the summaries and just make my videos a little bit shorter. But yeah, either way, phenomenal, absolutely amazing. I can't wait to get into the next trilogy. It's called The Rift. I know nothing about it. Because I kind of knew the comics were going to cover the Zuko's mom story. That was like the thing I heard, you know. It's like, oh yeah, the comics, you got to read them if you want to find out Zuko's mom. But that's the second comic trilogy. I had no idea what The Promise was about, and I have no idea what The Rift is about, so I'm definitely going to be interested going into that. And on the cover, Toph is front and center, so it's going to be cool to see Toph again, because she did not appear at all in The Search, which I didn't like that either, but that's whatever. I mean, Toph didn't need to appear. There's no real narrative or storytelling problem with her not appearing. It's just kind of my own personal preference because I love the character. But it's cool that she's going to be back, and she's probably going to get focused on in The Rift. Maybe. I mean, she could have been front and center just because she's been gone for like the entire trilogy of The Search, but I feel like there's a chance she could get some more characterization because she is a little bit, I won't say like underdeveloped, but compared to Sokka, Katara, and Aang and Zuko, of like all the main characters, she's the most underdeveloped, so it'd be nice to see her get some more. But anyways, that's theorizing about The Rift. This is The Search. 11 out of 10 for sure. So, thanks for watching this video. Tell me what you guys thought of The Search Part 3 in the comment section below. Tell me what you guys thought of the entire Search trilogy in the comment section below. Don't tell me anything about the Rift, I don't want to be spoiled. And yeah, so follow me on Instagram if you would please, rate this video if you would please, and subscribe if you like what you've seen here, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.